Alex's evenings followed a predictable rhythm. After long shifts, he would step into the same black sedan, driven by Simon, a quiet man of middle age. The car smelled faintly of leather and cleaning products, the seats worn but comfortable. At first, Alex appreciated the consistency. The driver's silence was oddly comforting, a contrast to the chaos of work. Yet, over time, he began noticing minor inconsistencies. The radio sometimes played the wrong station. Routes deviated slightly. And Simon's eyes, reflected in the rearview mirror, seemed to measure more than just traffic. There was a precision to his observation that made Alex uneasy, though he tried to dismiss it as paranoia. One night, Simon mentioned something Alex hadn't shared with anyone. A text he sent that afternoon, details about his coffee order, even the park he passed each morning. The driver's calm delivery sent a chill down Alex's spine. The thought lingered. How could Simon possibly know? Alex tried to rationalize it. Maybe Simon had access to public information, maybe coincidence. But the details were too precise. On subsequent rides, the small unease grew, a weight that pressed in silently. Every glance in the rearview mirror felt different, calculated, intentional. Over the following weeks, Alex noticed patterns in Simon's behavior. Streets were chosen with subtle deviations, deliveries of subtle pauses and extended routes. Items in the car were shifted ever so slightly. A water bottle that Alex hadn't placed, a napkin that appeared neatly folded on the console. Alex's mind began to race. Each stoplight, each turn, became a moment of anxious speculation. Simon's presence seemed to invade both space and thought. It wasn't aggression. There was no yelling, no physical threat, but a meticulous, invisible control that Alex couldn't escape. It left him tense and constantly alert, even outside the car. Late one night, Alex entered the taxi with a tight knot of unease in his stomach. Simon's calm gaze followed him. "You're tense," he said casually. "Relax. I just want to show you something." The car left the familiar streets, slipping into areas Alex didn't recognize. When he demanded to stop, Simon ignored him, slowing only to maintain control. The silence was oppressive. Finally, Simon said, "You worry too much, but I see everything." The words were calm, detached, yet carried a weight that sent Alex's pulse racing. Every motion felt anticipated. When the opportunity arose, Alex leapt from the car into the darkness, heart hammering. But the memory of Simon's patience lingered, cold and precise. Even after changing taxis and trying public transport, Alex couldn't shake the fear. Every black sedan seemed too familiar. Reflections in shop windows or rearview mirrors triggered flashes of dread. He found himself checking streets, counting cars, double-checking locks at home. The anxiety wasn't just fear. It was a creeping sense of being watched, of someone understanding every detail of his life. Simon's influence had created a new reality. The mundane had become threatening. Alex realized the danger had never been physical. It was psychological, a shadow that refused to leave. Weeks later, Alex could no longer tell whether he was paranoid or perceptive. Small details, an oddly placed newspaper, a parked car repeating his routes, kept him on edge. The thought was terrifying. Someone could manipulate him without a word, a gesture, or a touch. Alex understood at last that trust could be weaponized. The routine he once found comforting had become a trap. Each evening, every journey carried the memory of Simon's patient gaze, and the terror of invisible surveillance persisted. Even alone, Alex felt observed, controlled, and fundamentally unsafe. The psychological grip remained, unseen but inescapable, leaving him perpetually on edge.